Live, the locks are finally broken. Shyne Barrow says the occupation of the UDP headquarters is illegal. But who really has rights over the property in question? The Taiwanese foreign minister's call on Belize during a brief visit. We'll tell you what is said about the leader of the opposition's stance on Taiwan. And record high prices for sugarcane. So stay tuned because these stories and more are coming your way in just 1 minute.
They'll name you 100 reasons to step back. But when you achieve your goal, they will follow you. Gorilla, make some noise.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, October 29th. I am Sabrina Daly. Tonight, the takeover of the United Democratic Party's headquarters in Belize City is officially complete. Earlier today, supporters of the Alliance for Democracy and its interim leader, Tracy Tager-Panton, successfully gained access to the second floor of the building, which houses the party leader's office and the UDP Convention Hall. This follows Monday's attempt to occupy the property and seize control of all party organs, including Wave Radio and The Guardian newspaper. Earlier this evening, we spoke with Shyne Barrow, whose removal as party leader now appears finalized. Here's what he had to say about these latest developments.
Well, what has happened is criminal. We have gone beyond the illegalities that we saw with them convening conventions in the name of the UDP that were not sanctioned. But this seems to be a frightening pattern with the Alliance for Democracy, that they will resort to absolutely any measure to accomplish their end. But what we saw yesterday and today is criminal. The continued occupation of the United Democratic Party headquarters is a criminal offense. We have reported the breaking and entry to the Belize Police Department, and it was our hope that the police would respond promptly. But while the Commissioner of Police has said that they did not follow the proper procedures, that the Alliance, Tracy Panton and her cabal should have gotten a court order. That is the prudent and lawful way by which to remove anyone from a property in any such dispute. They did not do that. Rather, they took things into their own hands, which was extremely irresponsible and dangerous, because if I were not the leader that I am, which is bound by the rule of law, which appreciates our judiciary and our law enforcement and will exercise all of those remedies, then we could have had a very dangerous situation.
All things considered, the result of this all, including what has transpired yesterday and today, is you being overthrown as leader of the United Democratic Party. It's what we call a defenestration. You have been tossed out the window, so to speak. Well, how do you look at that in comparison to the masses of the other supporters who you say are behind you?
Well, if you call criminal and illegal acts something that people should be proud of, then I'm disappointed to know that that is your perspective. We keep running away from the facts. People doing illegal things does not make it right.
On Monday, the property rights to the UDP headquarters were officially transferred to Albert Area Representative Tracy Panton and her faction of the party. This handover was executed by former UDP Secretary General Philippa Griffith Bailey. However, a debate has arisen regarding whether she possessed the authority to make such a transfer.
As it stands, there is an argument over who has the actual right to the property in question. On one hand, members are saying, okay, well, Philippa Bailey rightfully conferred the rights to the property to the Alliance members. On the other hand, they're saying, no, she was not in any capacity to be able to do so based on her resignation as the Secretary General of the UDP several years, if not over a decade or so ago. Where do you stand on that in terms of this not being taken up in court as a legal matter to begin with?
Well, it has to be now taken up in court by us, but the proper procedure would have been for the Alliance to go to court with whatever documents they had and have the court issue an order. But I believe the reason they did not go to court is because the documents that they have do not support any rightful ownership or authority by Mrs. Bailey to transfer any rights. The owners of the property for the UDP headquarters or the United Democratic Party. That is what is written on the land title. Mrs. Bailey signed as the agent for the UDP in her capacity as Secretary General at the time, and as you've said, she has retired 11 years ago, and so she has no authority to transfer anything to anyone. In fact, the Central Executive, as per the United Democratic Party Constitution, explicitly states that in 17 subsection 2 that the Central Executive directs trustees, people who hold anything in trust for the party, as to how to manage those assets.
In the lead up to the October 20th Unity Convention, both factions of the UDP, including the Alliance for Democracy, cited the party's constitution, each interpreting it to bolster their own stance. Interestingly, neither side sought a judicial review of the UDP constitution. Here's Barrow's response to this observation.
The Alliance has quoted one aspect of the Constitution that essentially empowers them, and you, as the leader of the United Democratic Party, or up until perhaps the 20th of October, also cited the UDP Constitution to bolster your position as well. But no one has decided to take the matter before the court for a proper reading of what the Constitution actually says.
And so I reject you saying up until the 20th, because before the 20th there was no controversy as to my leadership. Now you accept that this is controversial and contentious, but as far as the country knows, myself, Ugo Pat, Michael Perrefit, Alberta August were the duly elected leaders of the party. And this event that took place October 20th had no sanction. Now you say, why didn't we stop them, try to get an injunction from them using the name UDP? I think that would have been the only remedy, because we can't stop people from gathering. Okay. We can stop people from using the name.
To be specific,
UDP. Yes.
I'm citing that portion of the Constitution that speaks to the delegates forming and having a vote.
It does not,
based on the fact that they may not necessarily be satisfied with any part of one's leadership, or satisfied with the direction in which the executive may be headed.
Well, here is the thing, Isani. What we are seeing from the Alliance for Democracy Party is not the breath of fresh air, is not the renewed or rebirth of democracy and ideologies that will strengthen our nation.
While Shyne Barrow faces intense scrutiny at home over his leadership of the UDP, the embattled politician is also under fire from well-known radio personality Funk Master Flex. Over the weekend, Flex launched a scathing attack on Barrow during his show on New York's Hot 97 radio station. In a lengthy tirade, Flex accused Barrow, a former recording artist with Bad Boy Records, of being a liar. This accusation stems from statements Barrow made following the arrest and detention of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
You're coming under fire from multiple angles, here at home and most recently abroad. In the world of hip-hop music and entertainment, you have a prominent figure such as Funk Master Flex coming forward to essentially rake you over the coals for a statement that you have made that effectively have drawn distance between yourself and Diddy in the wake of his own issues in the United States. How do you respond to Funk Master Flex calling you out as a liar?
It's defamatory, and my lawyers want to deal with it.
Coming up, who has custody of UDP assets?
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word." People often ask, Can you live a Christian life and stay clean in a wicked and dirty world? In 1980, while preaching in the village of Big Falls in the Toledo district of Bliss, where it rains about 161 inches a year, a young teenage girl reminded me, you could. One Sunday I was invited with others by her father to her home back in the bush and on the river for a meal. After lunch, I walked outside to see her standing surrounded by water and mud in a perfectly clean white dress. As I looked at her, I thought, if that young lady can stay clean in this environment, then why cannot we stay clean in a dirty world? The Bible tells us how we can. First, we must heed God's word. Secondly, we must draw nigh to God. Thirdly, we must ask God to cleanse us. Fourthly, we must learn to live a daily cleansed life by confessing our sins. The Bible says if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Let these truths guide you today. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Years old and I go to Hattieville Government School. I think it was the evening. My mom got out of her room and she shouted that I had won the essay competition. I felt excited that my school got a prize because my school needs it. I remember one morning waking up to the news that my cousin was in an accident. It was an uncertain and fearful situation until we learned that she was going to be okay. Unfortunately, not every family member is as lucky as we were. Many families lose loved ones to traffic accidents, and I cannot help but wonder how many accidents can be avoided if only people would keep their eyes on the road and mind on the drive. We are all humans, so what the driver misses, another passenger in the vehicle may catch just in time to save lives.
With Cleanne winning this competition, not only shows that Cleanne is a brilliant student, it also shows that the quality of education provided here at Hattieville Government School is exceptional. A big thank you to BL. The donation will be used to refurbish the computer lab. I believe it will enhance their learning capabilities and it would also better equip them for this technological world that we're now living in. Thank you to BL. Keep up the good work and encouraging students to read more, write more, and participate in competition. And also to note that BL does not only provide electricity, but that they also engage the communities in a lot of positive ways.
St. Catherine has changed the game.
We've gone cashless with Digital Wallet.
Now grabbing a bite in the cafeteria is a whole new experience.
Who needs cash? We just pay with Digital Wallet.
And all our accounts are linked directly to our ID cards. It's quick, safe, and super easy. Download and try DigiWallet today. Set trends. Keep it cashless with DigiWallet.
Let us help you to empower your school with DigiWallet. Streamline payments, elevate efficiency.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068. On Monday, Tracy Panton, the Albert area representative, made quite a splash when she, along with about 50 supporters, marched into the UDP headquarters on Youth for the Future Drive and took control of the building's offices and operations. This morning, Panton took to the airwaves on the UDP's own wave radio and TV, laying out her reasons for the takeover and the backing she's received. Supporting that bold move, Panton's attorney, Orson Elrington, presented documents to the media showing that they had enlisted an employee of the magistrate's court to transfer the land documents into their custody. But the plot thickens. Today, a letter from Shari Medina, who insists she's still the Secretary General of the party, was circulated to the media. In it, Medina argues that the property couldn't have been handed over to Panton's team. News 5's Marian Ali has the latest on this unfolding drama.
Today, the final lock on the upper floor of the UDP headquarters was swapped out as Albert Area Representative Tracy Tager Panton officially took the reins of the building. In a press release, Panton announced that she and her supporters have now taken full control of the building, managing the entire compound and the party's media outlets, the Guardian newspaper and Wave Radio. When we swung by the headquarters this morning, only a handful of police officers were on guard, keeping an eye on things. Late Monday evening, Panton issued another press release reaffirming her position as the leader of the United Democratic Party. Panton shared that she, along with the party's new chair, Sheena Pitts, and new Secretary General, Lynn Singh Ross, have moved into the headquarters. She emphasized that it's her duty to make sure the UDP resources, including the headquarters, are available to those working to bring the party together. Despite the leader of the opposition's attempt to change the locks and station security at the building, Trustee Philippa Griffith Bailey granted her full access to the property.
The name Philippa Bailey for the UDP, and as you can see, signed by transferee.
Attorney Orson Elrington provided the instrument of transfer that bore the land registry number 201-00629-2 for Block 45, Parcel 00969. Elrington presented those at the office with a copy of a transfer land document that bore the name of Philippa Bailey as trustee. And although Bailey handed over the property to Panton and her team, today Shyne Barrow, who still claims to be the rightful leader of the UDP, forwarded a digital copy of a letter to the Commissioner of Police. That letter, signed by Shari Medina, who also claims she is still the Secretary General of the party, debunks the position of trustee that Bailey said she enjoyed. Medina maintains that Bailey has never been a trustee of the UDP and has no authority to make any pronouncements on the assets of the party. Medina points to a land transfer document that Gaspar Vega signed when he was the Minister of Natural Resources in 2010. The document does state that the land was transferred to the name Philippa Bailey for the UDP. That document shows a line penned through Bailey's name. Medina's release goes on to explain that at the time of the land transfer, Bailey was employed as the party's Secretary General and hence was the logical person to sign on behalf of the UDP. But since then, Bailey resigned and was asked to hand over all the party's assets, including the land document. According to Medina, the UDP's central executive has not written to any of the party's trustees to instruct any change in leadership or authorize any transfer of the assets. The letter also asserts that Moses Shyne Barrow is the UDP leader and that Mike Perefit continues to be the party chairman, while Alberto August remains the deputy party chairman, with herself being the Secretary General.
Let's go. So why you wanna move there? Let's go, man. No. See the lock here? I don't know how they take off the lock. They force themselves into the building. But come out and you're lying. Come out and the people are in place.
Yesterday, things got heated outside the compound when two of Shyne Barrow's supporters, Alan Kelly and Ian Jones, refused to budge despite demands from Panton supporters to leave, with her picture proudly displayed on the wall at the headquarters, marking her as the new UDP leader. Panton assured the media that no one is being kicked out because, after all, they're all UDPs. She also clarified that Bailey was never a trustee for the party itself, just for the property.
She has never been a trustee for the party, but she is the trustee for the land. Her signature appears on the land document. So she has the power to give me access to the land, to the property. We are not trying to oust him out of the party. We are not trying to eject him from the party. There is a new party leader. I will lead the mandate. I will take up the mandate and I will lead the mandate of the people. He is free to run in Mesop as a standard bearer for the United Democratic Party.
On Monday, Alberto August filed a police report against Panton, Elrington, John Saldivar, and several others with damage to property for breaking open padlocks at the building and for trespassing. So far, no charges have been filed against these individuals. The Commissioner of Police has made it clear to officers at the compound that they should stay out of the UDP's internal politics. He told the media that the police are there to ensure no property damage occurs. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
As we reported on Monday, a reputable attorney speaking on the condition of anonymity provided insights into the unfolding events within the UDP. The attorney explained that the UDP constitution permits a group of dissatisfied party members to gather enough delegates to hold a special convention. However, the constitution is ambiguous about whether this group can appoint an interim chair to oversee the voting process, as only the party chair, the secretariat, or a constitutionally recognized individual can verify the legitimacy of the delegates. The attorney noted that the Constitution does not address what happens if the chairman, like Mike Parafit, refuses to participate, leaving these issues likely to be resolved in court. Another critical matter is Tracy Panton's influence in the House of Representatives. Shyne Barrow remains the leader of the opposition, with the authority to make parliamentary decisions, including appointing UDP representatives to House committees. For Panton to assume this role and lead the party into the next general elections, she needs the support of at least 3 of the 5 UDP elected representatives. Currently, she only has the backing of Collet area representative Patrick Faber. Godwin Haylock, who has replaced Denise Sista B. Barrow as the Queen Square area representative, was asked if he would leverage his connections to sway her vote in favor of Panton. He indicated that he has not been able to do so.
I have spoken to her before, and she's not at that stage at this point. I personally am completely for the new leadership team. I think it's the rebranding of the UDP. I look forward to seeing a new UDP united, and I can't do much more at this stage when it comes to the composition of the leadership within the opposition in the House of Representatives.
We'll have more from our sit-down with the Leader of the Opposition, Shyne Barrow, in Wednesday's newscast. The Foreign Minister of the Republic of China, Taiwan, Dr. Chai Long-Lin, is currently on an official Belize visit. Dr. Lin's visit is part of Belize's celebrations marking 35 years of diplomatic relations with Taiwan. This afternoon, Dr. Lin and Belize's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Francis Fonseca, held a press conference in Belmopan, where they celebrated the ongoing strengthening of ties between the two nations. They also announced that discussions are underway for further collaborative development initiatives.
We're very, very happy and honored to welcome to Belize His Excellency Minister Dr. Lin. And his entire delegation. We're happy to have his entire team with us here in Belize. We just had a very, very good, constructive, bilateral discussion and dialogue where we discussed many, many important issues, areas of cooperation between Belize and Taiwan. This year, of course, we celebrate 35 years of diplomatic relations between Belize and Taiwan. And Taiwan has proven over those 35 years to be a very valuable partner and very consistent partner and ally and friend of Belize's development.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister Bliss and his government, Belize has been remarkable achievements. Taiwan and Belize have many things in common, and we both cherish peace and uphold the values of freedom, democracy, the rule of law, and respect for human rights. And based on these solid foundation of common ideals and mutual interests, our friendship has continued to flourish for 35 years. And we have worked hard and collaborated closely in the fields such as infrastructure, agriculture, the environment, sustainable development, and culture and education. And these efforts have further unlocked the potential of our peoples. Just during the discussion this afternoon, we have come up with very constructive and fruitful cooperation projects.
In September, leader of the opposition Moses Shyne Barrow made headlines when he refused to stand in the House of Representatives to support a motion celebrating 35 years of diplomatic relations between Belize and the Republic of China, Taiwan. Barrow expressed skepticism about Taiwan's generosity towards Belize and accused the nation of meddling in Belizean politics. Today, we sought a response from Taiwan's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Chai Long-Lin. He confidently stated that Taiwan remains assured of Belize's bipartisan support.
Belize is democracy, so with democracy comes different opinions. That's a natural phenomenon. But we are confident on the bipartisan support from your political elites. And most importantly, the support from the grassroots people. So generally speaking, the Brazilian people are quite satisfied with the partnership between our two countries. So regardless of the election competition or outcomes, we are confident. Because we have experienced the different party leadership during the past 35 years. So, yeah, and we congratulate Brazilian people on your achievement in terms of democracy and rule of law and respect for human rights.
We took the opportunity to speak with Taiwan's foreign minister about the growing trend of Belizean students choosing to remain in Taiwan after finishing their studies. We inquired whether there are any initiatives in place to motivate these students to return to Belize and contribute to their homeland's development. Here's what he had to say.
Your question confirm that I think education is important for talent cultivation and social mobility. So the fellowship recipient from Taiwan, from Belize, now many of us stay in Taiwan and make their contribution to our society. We thanks for that. We will also encourage Brazilian people in Taiwan to learn from Taiwan and then return to their home country to make more contributions. We will work with your government on providing more incentive to help them start their business here in Belize. And we want to make the talent flow. It's a two-way flow. So we will also encourage our government has a new policy in encouraging people to go abroad for participating in international affairs. So we will choose Belize as a good destination for Taiwanese young people to work here and to have more exchanges with your young people. So we already to discuss on the design of this project. Yeah, so to attract more these Belizean people who are now in Taiwan and can go back to their home country to make more contribution in tourism and in business and in agriculture, in many areas.
On Friday, the Republic of China's foreign minister called on Guatemala to sever diplomatic ties with the Republic of China, Taiwan. These remarks coincided with the foreign minister of Taiwan's official visit to Central American and Caribbean nations that maintain diplomatic relations with Taiwan. Today, we asked him to respond to the Chinese foreign minister's comments and whether he is concerned about losing more diplomatic allies in the region.
I think for our relations with Guatemala, we already achieved a lot in terms of cooperation in areas such as infrastructure construction, agriculture, education, among many other areas. So we want to develop partnership with like-minded nations. So Taiwan is a force for good. We want to participate so as to contribute more to the international society. So Chinese style of warrior wolf does not earn respect from international society. So, and I think it's up to Guatemala to decide its diplomatic relationship. So we also are very confident on our relationship with Guatemala.
And I worry about that. I just take an example. After Honduras established its diplomatic relations with people of the China, the industry of white shrimp has declined, even I think bankrupt.
But we are helping Brazil to develop your shrimps in the fishery industry. So I think any exchange between parties or societies, it's not in open society. We will not worry about that, and we will try our best to strengthen our relationship with our allies and partners.
After the break, in this week's Culture Tuesday, Boo at the Bliss, a Halloween experience for the entire family. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
old and I go to Hattieville Government School. I think it was evening. My mom got out of her room and she shouted that I had won the essay competition. I felt excited that my school got a prize because my school needs it. I remember one morning waking up to the news that my cousin was in an accident. It was an uncertain and fearful situation until we learned that she was going to be okay. Unfortunately, not every family member is as lucky as we were. Many families lose loved ones to traffic accidents, and I cannot help but wonder how many accidents can be avoided if only people would keep their eyes on the road and mind on the drive. We are all humans, so what the driver misses, another passenger in the vehicle may catch just in time to save lives.
With Cleanne winning this competition, not only shows that Cleanne is a brilliant student, it also shows that the quality of education provided here at Hattieville Government School is exceptional. A big thank you to BEL. The donation will be used to refurbish the computer lab. I believe it will enhance their learning capabilities and it will also better equip them for this technological world that we're now living in. Thank you to BEL. Keep up the good work and encouraging students to read more, write more, and participate in competition. And also to note that BEL does not only provide electricity, but that they also engage the communities in a lot of positive ways.
This is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From now through December 31st, earn double B-Bucks on store-wide purchasing every Saturday. That's right, 2 times the B-Bucks, which means 2 times the cash back when shopping at Penny's. Plus, get even more rewards with B-Bucks Builders on home goods, tiles, appliances, paints, and lights. And don't forget, there's also massive deals and discounts on tiles and the best brands in paints like Benjamin Moore and BH. Rewards, deals, B-Bucks. You can get it all this massive season only at Penny's. Quality and savings.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068. Turning back to our headline story involving the takeover of the UDP headquarters. Late this evening, attorney Orson Ellerington penned a letter to Commissioner of Police Chester Williams. In the letter, Ellerington, representing his client, Philippa Griffith Bailey, asserted that Bailey, as a trustee for the UDP, is the rightful owner of the land where the UDP headquarters stands. He claimed that the police officers present were infringing on her rights. The letter emphatically demands, quote, "We insist that you immediately instruct your officers to seize and desist from encroaching upon her rights and unlawfully occupying the property." This ongoing action not only violates her legal rights, but also risks unnecessary escalation. Furthermore, we request that the Belize Police Department halt these unlawful acts within the next 8 hours by 10 a.m. on October 29, 2024. Should you fail to do so, we will consider your inaction as a decision to have your officers remain on our client's private property illegally. We will then take immediate steps to file a claim in the High Court for judicial review of your decision to have your officers remain on our client's private property without authority. End quote. With Halloween just around the corner, thrill seekers and candy lovers alike are on the hunt for the ultimate tricks and treats. This year, those eager for a good scare or a dazzling show flocked to the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. On Sunday, it transformed into a hub of horror and wonder with a Boo at the Bliss haunted maze and theatrical experience. In this week's episode of Culture Tuesday, News 5's Brittany Gordon takes us on a tour through Belize's very own spine-tingling spectacle.
With Halloween just around the corner, children and adults worldwide are gearing up for the big day. But Halloween isn't just about costumes and candy. It's a time for communities to come together and enjoy festive activities with a spooky twist. While Halloween may not be the most celebrated holiday in Belize, there are still a few events that families can enjoy together in the Halloween spirit. On Sunday, the Institute of Creative Arts and Niche teamed up to present a theatrical experience at the Bliss Center for Performing Arts. Theater director Jillian Fuller shares more about the Boo at the Bliss event.
It's called the Final Exit. When you enter, there's a movie trail, and after that, we'll take you on a trail on the stage, and that's where you're going to be seeing all different kinds of horrific stuff.
It was a symphony of lights, sounds, and textures as visitors were led through a maze filled with actors and visual effects. Fuller highlights that one of the most exciting aspects of the event is giving creatives a chance to showcase and test their skills, adding an extra layer of fun to the festivities.
For us here, it's for our technicians to explore, come up with new ideas and do creative stuff. Yes, they're behind the scenes most of the times, but this is where they get to test their technical.
And how long did it take to create this entire exhibit, basically, and this experience?
We were talking about it, and let's say maybe a week when we finalize everything and we're putting them together.
The Boo at the Bliss event began in 2023 and was brought back this year by popular demand. The doors opened at 3 p.m., but the line stretched around the corner long before visitors were welcomed inside. We spoke with 12-year-old Ari Smith, a returning customer, while he waited to be let inside. He told us how excited he is to experience the thrill once again. What are you looking forward to?
The thrill of the scares and also just the excitement that with my family.
You went last year?
Yes, Mom.
And what was the most exciting part about it last year?
When we get to the middle and the fog was so thick that we never know whether front or back.
Some visitors immersed themselves in the Halloween spirit and dressed for the occasion. 9-year-old Noah felt no fear as he got into character. Are you feeling any scared at all?
No.
Are you excited? What are you most excited for?
Nothing. I'm not excited. I will just eat people.
It was fun, kind of scary.
But you had a good time ultimately. What was the best part?
It was good. The best part was when they were grabbing our foot and we didn't realize. So it was very scary.
The Boo at the Bliss Haunted House was created with children in mind, but it received 2 thumbs up from parents as well.
It was excellent. I enjoyed it. It was my first time coming. We heard about it through Facebook, and then I saw the little clip on the news as well. But yeah, it was really worth it.
What was the best part of the experience?
My son. He was petrified, but it was good. It was worth it.
All right, so you think that is something that you'd bring back your family to next year?
Definitely. I always encourage anything that the niche team does and everything culture. I represent music. This is just a different aspect of cultural and experience.
If you missed this weekend's experience, the Boo at the Bliss will be returning for an encore on Halloween night from 6 to 8 p.m.
And finally, what are you most excited about?
Brittany Gordon for News 5.
For the second year in a row, cane farmers in northern Belize are celebrating a record-breaking final payment for their sugar cane. Today, Belize Sugar Industries BSI announced that farmers will receive an impressive $90.95 per ton for the 2024 crop. According to BSI, this price surge is driven by the continued growth of value-added sugar and robust sales, especially in the Caribbean market. We caught up with BSI's financial director, Sean Tavaria, to get more insights into this historic price milestone.
For the second consecutive year that we have our record cane payment to farmers for the 2024 crop of $90.95, and per our commercial agreement, this payment will be made on Monday, November 4th. As we've highlighted in the press release, this really comes at a good time for farmers as the industry is battling a new disease called Fusarium, and it's affecting the growth of the sugar cane. While it's not pronounced throughout the industry, it's mainly being seen in the Corozal district. It is something that the industry needs to pay close attention to, and there are certain preventative measures that we will need to put in place. And so in terms of disposable income, this payment comes at a really good time given it's a record price. It's one of the highest farmers will receive. And so farmers will be able to have this additional funds to be able to put in place some mitigation control. But it will be a good day for farmers. We believe a lot of them will be very pleased with the cane payment. It continues to demonstrate the benefits of the commercial agreement where we're sharing the value of all the sugars that we produce, including the value-added sugar, where we continue to get good prices, particularly in CARICOM, and we're seeing good value for the sugar being produced. So it will be a good day, and we hope that farmers take this opportunity to use these funds to not only address Fusarium, but also consider replanting. There are some programs that are coming on stream. The Green Climate Fund grant of $25 million US. We have AgroPro. Last week we launched Smart Grow. We also know that there's the CRESAP from the World Bank, which will also provide grant funding. So the industry is really set up for the next few years to be able to improve its competitiveness. And so we hope that farmers use this opportunity to take advantage and improve their productivity and improve their long-term sustainability.
Earlier this month, we reported on Fusarium, the fungal disease that has cane farmers in the Corozal district on high alert as it rapidly spreads through their crops. These farmers remain vigilant as the disease, which causes wilting and yellowing of sugar cane, continues to pose a threat. The Sugar Industry Research and Development Institute is diligently managing the situation. Amidst this outbreak, the announcement of a record sugarcane price brings a mix of relief and concern. We spoke with Sean Chavarria, the financial director of Belize Sugar Industries, to understand how this will impact the upcoming seasons.
The situation with Fusarium is one that continues to develop. We've been bringing experts from outside of Belize to give us advice and recommendation on how to tackle it. BSI had brought in experts from Mexico and also Florida to assist, evaluate the situation. They've made some very good recommendations, which we're starting to take on board. In terms of the mill readiness, our objective remains to get the plant ready for a start early December. We are actually targeting the 9th of December. And the recommendation from the experts are also to try to start the crop early, because with the Fusarium, the cane quality will just continue to deteriorate. And so the longer you wait, the more deterioration you will have. I think, honestly, for this coming crop, it will be a question of the fields. Are the fields in a good condition because of the amount of rainfall we've had, that farmers will be able to get in and harvest their cane? So I think fields, and I also think sugar roads, because we know that the heavy rainfall has also been damaging sugar roads. So I think those two factors might be the main issues that could affect a timely start to the crop. But from the mill's standpoint, we are targeting to be ready for the 9th of December. And the experts are also advising us to try to start early so that, you know, the Fusarium does not deteriorate the cane quality any further.
When we return, family vehicle crashes into horse on highway.
A hurricane can turn everyday objects into dangerous projectiles. Secure loose outdoor items like furniture and grills. Board up windows and trim trees around your house. These simple steps can significantly reduce damage during a storm. Don't wait until the last minute. Be proactive and secure your home today. Remember, it pays to get it right with RFNG Insurance, a Road Group company.
Take control with My Social Security, your secure online account to manage all your Social Security information. To create a My Social Security account, you must be 14 years or older and have a valid email address. Visit the My Social Security self-service portal at ssbportal.org.bz. Click on Create Account. Enter your date of birth and phone number. Next, verify your email address to continue. To verify, simply enter your email address and click the Send Verification button. Enter the verification code sent to your email inbox to proceed. Next, create a password that meets the requirements. Enter the name and select a reason for your account. Then click Create. Your My Social Security account was successfully created. Your information security is our priority. If you have a Social Security number, click Link My SSN to link your Social Security number to your account and activate using the steps in your confirmation email. If you do not have a Social Security number, click Register with SSB. You are now ready to truly experience Social Security at your fingertips.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
How can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate
For the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068.
A butcher is facing the loss of his firearm after he and his common-law wife were caught at home with unlicensed firearms and ammunition. Today, they appeared in court on 5 gun and firearm-related charges, including 2 counts of keeping a firearm without a license and 3 counts of keeping ammunition without a license. The couple, 37-year-old Aaron Marlon Castillo and 29-year-old Jacqueline Lizette Oriana, were apprehended on Saturday in the Buttonwood Bay area with 2 guns and over 60 live rounds of ammunition, all unlicensed. In the magistrate's court with their attorney Ronald Gonzalez present, the charges were read. Castillo, a father of 6, pleaded guilty to all 5 charges, while Oriana pleaded not guilty. Castillo expressed regret for not renewing his license in July, explaining that he initially applied for it 9 years ago due to previous attacks in his home and his status as a businessman. His attorney requested a fine instead of a prison sentence. The magistrate, considering Castillo's acceptance of responsibility and the time saved, imposed 2 fines of $5,000 each plus court costs, payable by February 28, 2025, or face 3 years in prison. Additionally, Castillo must pay $4,087 for the live rounds of ammunition by the same date. Following Castillo's guilty plea, the prosecution dropped the charges against Oriana, allowing her to leave freely. The court ordered the forfeiture of the firearm to the government of Belize, meaning Castillo must now appeal to the licensing board to regain his firearm. Tonight, a shocking case of alleged human trafficking has come to light involving an Indian national. 46-year-old Harish Kishan Chand, the owner of Chicks and Harry's Import in Belize City, stands accused by his former employee of withholding food, pay, and even his passport. The accuser, a 21-year-old Indian national, claims that while still in India, he was offered a job as a salesperson through a broker, with promises of 6-hour workdays from Mondays to Friday and a monthly salary of 25,000 Indian rupees to be deposited into his family's account. He was also assured of travel and accommodation arrangements, along with a worker's permit and visa. However, upon arriving in Belize, the reality was starkly different. The victim alleges that his passport and cell phone were confiscated, and he was not allowed to travel unsupervised. He further claims that he was subjected to beatings, forced to work from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week, and was only fed leftover food twice a day. This morning, Kishan Chan, represented by attorney Jacqueline Willoughby, was informed that he will stand trial for human trafficking. He was granted bail set at $6,000 with an equal surety, which he met this afternoon. A family of 6 is counting their blessings after surviving a harrowing crash on Saturday evening. Their vehicle collided head-on with a horse standing on the highway, but fortunately their injuries were not life-threatening. The accident occurred at mile 41 on the Philip Gosen Highway around 6:15 p.m., just as the family was returning to Belize City. While they all sustained various injuries, none required hospitalization. However, their vehicle was totaled. The youngest passenger, a 9-month-old toddler, suffered seatbelt burns on his arm. One of the passengers, an attorney, recounted the terrifying moment, explaining that the incident happened so quickly the driver had no time to avoid the horse standing in their path. She voiced her concerns about the ongoing issue of horse and cattle owners allowing their animals to roam onto public roads, endangering lives. She also mentioned that just a week prior, a friend had told her about a co-worker who had a similar encounter where a horse forced him off the road and into a tree. Tonight, a father is accusing the Northern Regional Hospital of negligence after he had to rush his son to a private clinic for urgent care. The father, a public servant, shared that his son waited over an hour at the public hospital without receiving any medical attention. He recounted to News 5 that his 11-year-old son had slipped and hit his face, resulting in a deep cut between his eyebrows that bled profusely and required stitches. Despite arriving at the hospital more than half an hour after his wife, who had brought their son in, no one had attended to the boy. Frustrated and concerned, the father decided to take his son to a private medical facility. He noted that although the medical team on duty claimed they were busy, he saw them sitting and chatting when he peeked inside. The father expressed his worry that if this could happen to someone they likely recognize from his profession, ordinary Belizeans might face even greater challenges when seeking medical attention at public facilities. Attempts to reach the Northern Regional Hospital for a response went unanswered. Up next, why is the J&W Bridge still under construction?
In Belize, diversity is our strength. From the vibrant streets of Corozal to the serene beauty of Punta Gorda, and from the charming town of Benque to the breathtaking views of Half Moon Cay. We are a tapestry of cultures, traditions, and perspectives. But amidst our differences, there's one thing that unites us all, that defines the essence of Belizean identity. Our love for this land and sea we call home. Our Belize Barrier Reef is more than just a natural wonder. It's the lifeblood of our nation, the foundation of our culture, and the backbone of our economy. Every lobster caught, every conch harvested, every tourist enchanted, every investor satisfied, every proud homeowner, and every taxpayer. They all depend on the health and vitality of our marine environment.
I may be out on the water every day, but I know that my livelihood is tied to the health of the reef. We all depend on it.
As a tour guide, I get to share the beauty of a reef with visitors from around the world. But Taiwan, future generations of Belizeans to experience it too.
Fresh seafood is the heart of Belizean cuisine. I want to continue creating delicious dishes that celebrate our local flavors, sustainably sourced from our waters.
In Belize, we may come from different backgrounds, but we all share the same dream. A thriving marine environment capable of sustaining us all. Together, let's work toward that future. A future where we all thrive.
unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more, at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you a dynamic and charismatic personality with a passion for storytelling? Do you have a unique voice that captivates audiences and a talent for bringing stories to life? We are looking for fresh faces who are energetic, engaging, and natural in front of the camera or microphone. If you are passionate about acting or voice work, we want to see what you've got. To register, email producer@channel5belize.com or call 670-6068. Today marked the unveiling of the 2024 Mesoamerican Reef Report Card by Healthy Reefs for Healthy People. This comprehensive report, crafted in collaboration with over 70 dedicated organizations, highlights the ongoing efforts to preserve the stunning reefs of Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras. This regional initiative not only offers invaluable data, but also champions ecosystem-based management and adaptive conservation strategies for the Mesoamerican reef. For an in-depth look at today's launch, News 5's Brittany Gordon was in attendance.
A glimmer of hope shines on the Mesoamerican reef as its health shows improvement for the first time in 5 years. While this marks a step in the right direction, the overall grade still hovers in the poor category. At the launch of the Mesoamerican Reef Report, Rafael Martinez, the country coordinator for Healthy Reefs for Healthy People, provided an in-depth look at the report's findings.
This year's report card showed improvement in the Reef Health Index, going from 2.0 to 2.5. Right? It's still classified Belize in the poor category, but the silver lining is it's an improvement. It's a significant improvement, especially looking at indicators of the herbivorous fish and commercial fish biomass that saw a rebound from 2021 numbers. So this is a good sign, and we believe that there's more improvements that could be made in terms of reef health, and we hope to have a collaborative effort across our local network of partners in terms of addressing this issue of trying to improve reef health.
The health grade of the reef is alarmingly poor, with a significant portion of the 286 monitored sites falling into the poor or critical categories, 39% and 23% respectively. However, there's a silver lining. Sites in fair condition have increased by 8%, and those in good condition have risen by 3%. Despite these improvements, 2 sites remain in critical conditions.
A major challenge right now, especially affecting the coral reef, is the high level of heat stress. NOAA announced the 4th Global Coral Reef Bleaching Event, and we're still feeling the effects of that in 2024. This has significantly affected the coral cover within the country and across the entire Mesoamerican region. And this is the main result of climate change. And climate change accompanied with other stressors that we as humans may introduce into the environment, being poor water quality, being environmental degradation. This also helps to reduce the health of the reef. And it's important for us to address across sectors different issues that could help to improve it. So improving water quality will help to make the reefs more resilient to the different stressors being introduced.
One of the standout findings of the report was the increase of fish population. Commercial fish biomass increased by 40%, largely due to stronger enforcement measures. And herbivorous fish biomass also saw a 30% rise. The population of larger fish species, such as snappers and groupers, remain concerning, emphasizing the need for more fish regulations and community management initiatives. Dr. Jake Snadden, director of the Environmental Research Institute at the University of Belize, tells us how his team works to break down the data for stakeholders.
We've been looking at what that data structure is and building the supplementaries of the data. So the report card presents a summary value, healthy reef index, if you like. So it's come up this year, but what does that mean on the ground between the different sites? So say if you're looking at Turnif Atoll, so you've got a whole bunch of sites that are surveyed there. Which sites are going up, which sites are going down? And that's the sort of level of information that you can use for adaptive management. And so we've been working with the data that's sort of underneath these scores, if you like, putting that science rigor into it.
This approach ensures that reefs and protected areas receive the tailored protection they need.
And so if you look at the report card and you like what you see, or you don't like what you see, and if things are decreasing, you can say, where are these patterns happening? What's the story behind the data? So then you look in the supplementary document, and in the supplementary document, you can then start to unpick where it is. And this is really important for protected area managers or co-managers for areas where they're looking at what's happened to their reef. Don't just look at the one value score, look at what's happening at the site level. Then you know which sites are improving, which sites are not improving, which sites have large fish biomass, and so they're doing really well, which sites don't. Is there good seagrass, is there good reef structure where you have high fish? You can get at the science questions behind the management.
With the data secured, the next step is a call to action. The Healthy Reefs for Healthy People is advocating for the protection of more areas and stricter regulations on fishing. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing has declared the JNW Subdivision Access Road impassable due to relentless rainfall over the past few days, which has left the road submerged in floodwaters. Earlier this week, the ministry commenced construction on a bridge along this route. The silver lining is that the bridge approaches are just a couple of weeks away from completion. In the meantime, residents are advised to use a temporarily upgraded alternate entrance while the access road remains flooded. We spoke with Chief Engineer Evondale Moody for more details.
The approaches was what we were working on during the wet season. And so with the events and the regular rainfalls that we've had, that has significantly delayed the progress of the contractor in completing those two approaches to the bridge itself. So we have to be timely in what we're doing. Yes, the rains are upon us, but that's just Mother Nature. There's not much that we can do. And so we're continuously working on that to try and get it completed, maybe within the next 2 to 3 weeks. The only other option they have is to use the alternate route from the back end to come into Belmopan. And so what we've done, the mayor of Belmopan has asked us to assist with materials to improve the access road within that area, because that back road itself is not well kept. And so it will create some problem as well for the alternate route. You may recall that we also have a diversion at the J&W bridge itself, and that was what we were using. However, with the excessive flooding, that is also inundated by floodwaters, and so that has created some problem. But for the most part, that has helped us throughout the construction. We did not prioritize the back road because of the distance it is, and also at night it is very dark. So we did not select that as an option for us to send the residents through because of their safety.
Chief Engineer Evondale Moody clarified that although the ministry has taken on the task of constructing the J&W Bridge, the area is under the jurisdiction of the Belmopan City Council. Addressing concerns about the slow pace of construction, Moody pointed out that the persistent rains have significantly hampered progress.
You have to be sentimental about that fact. It is a fact, and it is something that we have to deal with as well. However, from a ministry standpoint, we were trying to help the city of Belmopan and also the residents with the structure. It's not within our jurisdiction to do these works. However, we knew it was important based on consultation between the ministry and the area rep and also the mayor. However, we also know that building a bridge is not 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It takes at least a year. And so we started this bridge earlier in the dry season so that we could complete the structure itself. And then we knew that we had to do the approach because we couldn't build the approach before we build the bridge. And so we are cognizant of the fact that we have created some problem for them, but it's not directly on the MIDH itself. It's just the weather that we have to deal with. And we apologize for that. However, we'll try and do our best to see how best we could assist the City Council in improving the access road through the back until such time. People would say that you could have added more labor to help that situation. However, bear in mind that the funding that we requested had to be approved by the Ministry of Finance, and those are limited funding. And so we have to work within that budget that we have as well. We can't just expand beyond that budget and add on more staff and equipment just to complete the project within a shorter duration.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.